Faustcast.
Outside the city gate.
Why there, where are you bound? We're heading for the Stag and Hound. We mean to strike out for the mill. Let's make it Lakeside Hostel, if you will. The road down there is not the best. What will you do? I'm going with the rest. Come up to Bugford, there you'll find they have the prettiest girls, the finest brew. They'll be the foot race hassles for us. An overlusty lad, I swear. You're itching to be tanned a third time there? No, not for me. That place gives me the horrors.
No, I'm going back to town, you see. I'm sure he's waiting by the poplars there. That's precious little fun for me. You have a lark, two make a pair. Sure, arm in arm with you he'll go and dance with no one else, I know. But there'll be two today, you're wrong. He said the curly head would be along.
Gad, how those sturdy winches sail. My word, we mustn't let them go to waste. To pungent smoke, a hearty mug of ale, a drolled up maid. Such brother is my taste. Look where you are, those handsome lads. They really seems a shame to me. Here they could have the choicest company. And who do they run after? Maids. No, wait, here comes a turnout to explore. Both very pretty and well dressed. One is the girl who lives next door, in whom I take a warm interest. They trip along there all demure, yet you would not mind our company, I'm sure. No friend, no parlor tricks from me, I say. Be quick, we may lose that other game. The hand that plies the broom on Saturday will best caress you Sunday, all the same. No, I don't like him, the new burgomaster, now that he's in. He just gets bolder faster. And for the town, what's he doing for, pray? Are we not worse off every day? The do what you're told is never, and fork out taxes more than ever. Fair ladies, kindly sirs, for pity, so red of cheek and fine of dress, be pleased to heed my poor entreaty, and see and lighten my distress. Let me not vainly grind my barrel. He who can give alone is gay, a day on which all men make merry, be it for me a harvest day. On holidays I know of nothing cozier, neighbour, than a good chat of war and war's alarms, when far away in Turkey tribes in arms whack one another and belabour, while you stand by the window, down your glass, watch the bright-coloured ships glide down the breeze, and in the evening amble home at last, with blessings upon peace and peacetime ease. Well spoken, friend, just what I always say. Let them crack noggins freely, sir, let things go every which way, if just at home they stay as they were.
What stately finery! My, what pretty faces! Who would not fall for such a dainty dish? Never you mind those airs and graces. I might just find a way to what you wish.
Quick, Agatha. It really wouldn't do to walk in public with a witch like her, though on St. Andrew's Eve she let me view my future love in person. I prefer.
Oh, she showed me mine too, in the crystal's face, a soldier like, with others bold and trim. I've looked about, been searching every place, but cannot seem to meet with him.
Castles with frowning, battlements rude, maidens haughty, meddlesome mood, these I would savour, keen as in labour. Splendid the prize, trumpets blaring, do our wooing, for love's delight, for foes' undoing, boisterous onslaught, cruel or tender, maidens and castles, both must surrender, keen is the labour, sweet is the reward, after the conquest soldiers depart. Freed from the ice are brooks and rivers, by springs enchanting, enlivening gaze. The valley is blithe with hope's green haze, hoary winter with senile shivers back to his mountain lair withdrew. Thence he flings, shorn of his powers, granules of ice in spiteful showers streaking over the verdant site. The sun, however, allows no white. All is astir with shaping and striving, all he would dower with hues and enliven. The flower season still lies ahead. Folk in their finery do instead turn round with me, look down from these lofty hillsides back towards town. See how the gate's dark cave exudes teeming, colorful multitudes. All seek the sun with glad accord. They exult in the rising of the Lord, for they are resurrected themselves, freed from the shackles of shop and crafts, from the stuffy dwellings like narrow shelves, from smoothering hit roofs and gable lofts, from the city streets with their smothering press. And from out the church's reverend night they have all been raised to light. Look, look, how nimbly the human crest breaks and surges through field and park, how the length and width of the river's breast cradles many a pleasure bark. Yonder, laden full to sinking, last of the fragile craft unties. From the very hilltops far off, winking, bright-colored dresses strike our eyes. I hear the village buzz already, true people's heaven, crowded, heady, and young and old exult and agree. Here I am man, am free to be. To stroll with you, Sir Doctor, never but profits and exalts the mind. But on my own, I would not stray here ever, because I shun all that is unrefined. How I abominate these vulgar revels, the fiddling, roaring clash of the bowling run. They rave as if pursued by 1,000 devils, and call it singing, call it fun. The shepherd dressed him for the jig, with ribbon and wreath, a colourful rig, he made a handsome show. The throng around the linden pressed, and whirled about as if possessed. Hey ho, hey ho, hey nonny ho, went fiddle and flying bow. In clumsy haste he crowded hard, and straightway with his elbow jarred a maiden dancing near. The pert young wench she turned about, and said, "Be off, you stupid lout! Hey ho, hey nonny ho, mind your manners here!" But round and round in whisking flight, in circles left, in circles right, spun skirts and fur below. They grew so flushed, they grew so warm, and circled breathless arm in arm. Hey ho, hey nonny ho, his hand, her waist, just so. Don't you make up to me, my lad, I know of many a maiden sad, forsaken and betrayed. Aside he coxed her anyhow, and far off in the linden now, hey nonny ho, rose shouts and fiddles played.
Sir Doctor, it is kind of you on this our day to be not proud, but full of learning though you are, to mingle with the jostling crowd. So I present the finest jug, which we have freshly filled with beer, and pledging you, pronounce the wish that it not just refresh you here, but that your span of days have gained one for each drop it contained.
I take the cooling potion here, and bid you all a grateful cheer.
It is well done, and fit indeed that this glad day you pay us call, who formerly in days of need have done so kindly by us all. For many a man here drawing breath, caught in the fever's parching grasp, was by your father snatched from death, the time he stemmed the plague at last. You also did, a young man then, attend each sick bed without fail, and many a corpse was carried hence. But you did issue safe and hale. You passed through many a hard ordeal, then healer helped his helpmeet heal.
May health attend this man of worth, long to help others on this earth.
Obeisance make to him on high, who teaches help, whose help is nigh.
What sentiments, great man, must swell your breast upon the homage of this multitude? Ah, he who can derive such good from his own gifts indeed is blessed. Fathers lift boys up as you go, and all push and run and ask the cause. The fiddle rests, the dancers pause. You pass, they stand there row on row, all the caps go flying high. They all but genuflect and bend down low, as if the sacrament came by.
A few steps further up yet to that stone. Here may we rest from our expedition. Here I sat often, thoughtful and alone, and plagued myself with prayer and inanition. Steadfast in faith and rich in confidence, I wrung my hands with many a tear and sigh, to wrest the lifting of that pestilence from the Almighty Lord on high. Now people's cheers to me ring jeering fun. Could you but read within my soul the story, how little father and son were truly worthy of such glory. My father, man of honor though unsung, brooded on nature with a crotchety passion, and in all probity, yet in his fashion, upon her sacred circles raptly hung, by secret recipes unending. Locked up in the black kitchen with retorts, he brewed away with adepts blending contrariness of every sort. There was the scarlet lion, intrepid wooer, wed to the lily in the trepid ewer, and then by the open flames the two were vexed, from one new bridal chamber to the next, and when at last, with rainbow colors vying, the young queen glistened in the yield, there was your dose. The patients went on dying, and nobody inquired who was healed. And thus with our infernal tonic upon these hills, these dales we visited, a plague far worse than the bubonic. Why, with this poison I myself defrauded men by the thousands, leaving them for dead. Now I must hear the brazen killers lauded.
Why feel so bitterly disgusted? Come, does an honest man do ill, pursuing with good faith and will the art with which he was entrusted? If you revere your father as a youth, you will accept from him with pleasure. If, as a man, you swill the store of truth, your son may grow to yet more lofty measure.
Oh, lucky who can still aspire to surface from the sea of aberration! What we know not of that our need is dire, and what we know lacks application. However, this bright hour's fair benison let such low spirits not embitter. Observe how the flaming evening sun, those green embowered cabins glitter. He yields and sinks, the day is lived and done. He hastes beyond new life to breed and nourish. Oh, that I have no buoyant wings to flourish, to strive and follow, on and on! I'd see the endless vesper rays, the silent world beneath me glowing, the valleys still appeased, each hill ablaze, the silver brooks and golden rivers flowing. No more would then this rugged bluff deny, with cliff and precipice the godlike motion. Already, with its sun-warmed bays, the ocean reveals itself to the astonished eye. At last, it seems, the god is downward sinking, yet to new urge awakens the mind. I hasten on, his ceaseless radiance drinking, the day ahead of me, night left behind, the waves below, and overhead the sky. A happy fancy, meanwhile he must pass. To spirit wings will scarce be joined, alas, corporeal wings wherewith to fly. Yet it is innate in all of us, that feeling ever upward, forward presses, when, lost above in heaven's azure spaces, the skylark trills his jubilant call, when over craggy fir-clad highlands on outspread wings the eagle rides, and striving over plains and islands, the crane towards his homeland glides.
I, too, have been to moody crotchets given, by such an urge, though I was never driven. The charm in watching woods and fields is brief. I never shall begrudge the bird its soaring. Compare the mind's delight, which wings us pouring from book to book, from leaf to leaf. Then nights of winter bloom with grace and zest, your limbs glow with a blissful warming leaven. Ah! Should you unroll a worthy palimpsest, then there depends on you the whole of heaven.
You are by just a single urge possessed. Oh, may you never know the other. Two souls, alas, are dwelling in my breast, and either would be severed from its brother. The one hold fast with a joyous earthly lust onto the world of man with organs clinging. The other soars, impassioned from the dust, to realms of lofty forebears winging. Oh, be there spirits in the air, who twixt the earth and heaven reigning hover. Descend ye from the golden fragrance there, to new and changeful living lead me over. Why, if a magic cape were only mine, and were to bear me over alien borders, I'd trade it not for choicest robes and orders, not for the royal cloak incarnadine.
Oh, forbear to call on the notorious clan, which,
all abroad in misty concourse faring, in thousandfold disguise and perils man, hazard from every side preparing. From north the arrow-tapered tongues that threaten the ghostly razor fang is thrust at you. From orient with its withering breath they drew upon your parching lungs to batten. While noon sends those who from the desert burst and glow on searing glow mass around you, west brings the swarm who will, refreshing first, pour floods on fields and pastures and drown you. Ugh. And they gladly listen, being glad to grieve, to cheat us keen, hints eagerly complying, as if from heaven sent, they make believe with angel lisps that they are lying. But let us go. The world about is pale, the air grown chill, and vapors veiled. At dusk the home we doubly prize. Why do you stand and peer at moot surmise? What can engage you so here in the gloaming?
See you that black dog, through seed and fallow roaming?
Yeah, I saw it long before and paid it little heed.
Look at it well. What do you call its breed?
A poodle, I should say, with canines snooping at pains upon his master's trail.
Do you observe him nearer and nearer, looping in a narrowing spiral like a convolute snail? Unless I err, there rises in his track a swirling, fiery effusion.
I see a poodle, and I see it's black. Yours must have been some optical illusion.
He seems to snare our feet with magic, weaving some future bondage, threatening by stealthy thread.
Yeah, he's circling us in wonder or misgiving to see two strangers in his master's stead.
The ring goes tight! Already he is near!
You see? A dog. There's no spectre here. He gives a growl, he wonders, lies down flat, he wags his tail. All canine conduct, that. Oh, come here and join us. Come to me. A skittish fool of a poodle, see? You stop, he sits and begs. You speak to him, he rears on his hind legs. Lose something, he will retrieve it. Swim out for sticks, you throw, believe it. You must be right. For watch him as I will, I find no trace of spirit. All is drill. A dog, if ably trained and clever, will ever gain a wise man's favor. Yes, he deserves your goodwill through scruple. The undergraduate's accomplished pupil.